welcome to Beyond the Ball with me, Collie. This week I am joined by Paddy.
Hello, how's it going?
Paddy, what is the crack, my friend?
Where's everyone?
They're all gone. Everyone's gone. Full house last week, and now we're on our Toblerones here. So
Christmas holidays?
Yeah, everyone's on their Christmas holidays. So Paddy, we were talking about what we're going to talk about off air there, but we never spoke about Paul Osam, the legend that was on last week.
We were saving it for the pod.
Well, yeah, but I don't think we even mentioned that we were going to talk about it. So, now I've not prepared. So, I just, what did you think of him last week? He was fucking deadly, I thought.
Yeah, it was really good. I have to say 2-2 now. We've had 2 guests on. And yeah, Paul last week, a really, really interesting conversation about the Ireland setup, about obviously his own issue with the heart attack he had, and how he came up through the ranks as a youth footballer, and it was just so interesting. Yeah.
Deadly, wasn't it? He talks very for an Irish, he's exactly what you'd expect for an Irish coach, isn't he? He's very he speaks very well and very intelligently about the game, and you could see when we were asking him certain things, you could see he wasn't just jumping in and saying stupid stuff. He was kind of and then he kind of take a little second to think about, whereas I just fucking blurt something stupid out.
No, exactly, yeah, because sometimes I would have said something thinking, oh yeah, that's a good point, and you could see he's in his head going, no, that's a real pundits type of thing to say, that he doesn't know much about football at all.
No, he's deadly though. I thought he was very good, and it was actually nice that he gave us kind of a couple of names when we asked him kind of who was the best coming up in the ranks, from what he's had kind of over the last 2 or 3 years or whatever, and he was able to give us a few names, which is good. So it's one that we can kind of watch out for.
Pass on my number to him, because I said it to him about the assistant manager's job, but he hasn't rang around.
Oh no, he's been ringing to me. I was trying to ring you. Your phone must have been on.
It's gone through the tunnel, probably. I don't know.
Fair enough. So look, I thought it was fucking brilliant talking to Paul. Really enjoyed it, and hopefully we'll get him on some stage kind of next year, at the end of the year, midway through, maybe summertime or so.
Absolutely,
See how he's getting on.
I'm sure there's a lot more stuff we could talk about with him,
To be honest with you, I wanted to talk to him longer. We didn't. There was loads of things I wanted to ask him at the end, and he so many good stories and stuff that it was hard to kind of. We wanted to throw some kind of quick fire questions at him, but we just ran out of time. So look, I was happy with getting him on. It's fucking brilliant. I don't know, we could. I suppose we can say who we're looking for next, are we? Well, we have Andy planned in for next week, so Andy McNulty's going to be on next week. Looking forward to chatting to Andy. For anyone that doesn't know, Andy kind of had a really good, from what I've heard from Connor anyway, he's a really good goalkeeper. He's come up, he's played League of Ireland, and he was over in Scotland as well. Not too sure about what happened there, so I'm looking forward to talking to him and just kind of having a chat with him about kind of his career coming up and what he done. Obviously he went abroad, did a workout, why didn't it work out or whatever. Obviously Andy has his own story, so it'd be great to hear that. He's also the manager, current manager.
He has a blue beard, or he had a blue beard.
Well, he's going to tell us more about that. I don't really know the full story there as well, but I sent him that just to get the confirmation he was in that picture, and he said that was a great day out. So I'm guessing it was some sort of charity thing. He doesn't have it now anyway, because he lives only down the road from me, so he doesn't have that blue beard now. But no, looking forward to talking to Andy. Andy's also the current manager of Tech United, who are don't know what league they're in, probably the third highest league or something like that in the Leinster Senior League. So he'll have some good kind of insights on what way, how he's finding management. I kind of did at a lower level, but same league kind of. So it'll be interesting to see the similarities to what he's finding compared to what I was finding. He probably has a lot more committed players than I would have at the time.
Yeah. I was just about to say that. I wonder how he handles his players around Christmas.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, trying to keep them off the beer. But yeah, no, look, I'm looking forward to talking to him next week, and I'm sure we'll get a few good stories from him as well. Paddy, we're going to be looking at the midweek fixtures there is 2 of them kind of currently on at the moment. City are playing Leeds and Norwich are playing Villa. So we're going to be looking at all the fixtures for midweek from Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. What else are we looking at? We're going to talk about that absolute farcical Champions League draw that happened yesterday, was it? It was yesterday.
Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about how embarrassing that is for UEFA, and we have a couple of
Chelsea causing it by corrupting football. They probably paid for it to happen.
Behave yourself. So we have that, and then we have a couple of questions that we're going to jump into as well. So, Paddy, I suppose we will start it off by going on to the Premier League prediction. So, sorry, just a comment there from Laura Bourne. Hello, Collie and Paddy. Laura, what is happening?
Hey, Laura, how's it going?
Paddy, the first game we have.
That's that stalker.
Oh, that's the stalker again, yeah. She's always messaging me and stuff. So, Paddy, first game we have Tuesday, which is now 7:30, Brentford and Man United.
We definitely would have
Postponed.
Definitely would have won this about 5 now. Absolutely,
Yeah.
we would have. Yeah,
So, look, we obviously we don't have any. This match isn't going ahead. It's been postponed due to COVID. So, Paddy, we will not skip over United. We will ask you a few questions about United. So, thoughts on Rangnick so far? What's your kind of initial thoughts on it?
The Palace game, yeah, positive. The young boys game, he brought in like a whole different team, but yet they got the draw in a Champions League game. So again, impressed to a certain degree, but still it's way too early to actually judge in any way. But then the game the weekend, we looked totally off it, absolutely totally off it.
Yeah.
Clean sheet win, great. But I think Gary Neville hit the nail on the head when he said that if it had been against any other Premier League team, we probably would have lost the game.
Yeah,
and that's how I felt as well. Like Norwich just didn't have that cutting edge to finish us off. I would say this break, to be quite honest with you, himself and the players might benefit from it, because I think he wants them to play such high pressing football. They have to build their fitness up, which is ridiculous because they shouldn't have to. They're athletes, they're professional footballers. But look, it's a different way of playing. They were on their holidays with Ollie all the season, so now they actually have to do a bit of work. Which is one of the theories as to why we played so bad against Norwich, because they were a bit leggy. Do I put any real value into that? Not really. I think it's a shambolic state of affairs if the United players weren't fit enough, or Ragnar doesn't have enough knowledge of the game.
Do you think there might be a different standard of fitness? Like, so do you think like maybe Ollie had a certain way of playing, so he wasn't that high pressing kind of manager? He was very balanced. So do you reckon that Rangnick just has a higher expectation of fitness? Like, do you reckon there was anything there that said, right, this is their fitness level of the players, and he's like, no, we want fucking more from them. Like, I'm not happy with how fit they were.
But I don't think it's so much down to the way he's going to play. I just think it's maybe Ole didn't know how to get them to the fitness level he wanted them at, because Ole, through his whole tenure as a United manager, always said nobody outruns Manchester United as a football club.
Yeah.
But then all this season, everybody outran Manchester United as a football club. So what was going wrong? I've no idea. I would like to hope a manager now will get them to work the way they should be working for the money that they're on. Is it the group of players? I don't know, because we've been through so many managers now, and the same thing always happens. They start well, they start to look good, and then their form just drops off a cliff. So watch this space.
Sorry, quick one. Just another comment in from Laura Bourne, but it's actually Josh. It's Josh, not Laura. I'm not the stalker. Sorry for calling your mom a stalker there, Josh. She's not really.
Sure, Josh, really we mentioned you last week.
Yeah, we gave you an hour mention to the under 16 Ireland manager, so you better not let us down. There's a lot of pressure on you. The future of this podcast is relying on you becoming an under 16 international.
Yeah, so, and a Premier League superstar. And once you're on, then you can get all your mates to come on the podcast. And
exactly. Yeah. So, Paddy,
what do you think of Ragnick?
Look, I've seen some absolute nonsense online where 36 minutes into the first game, someone said this is the best performance Man United have had in years, and I was like, right, and I went on to the comment section just because I like to go onto the comment section, and one person, the very top comment was, not jumping to conclusions then. I just thought it was absolutely priceless. Like, it's just so funny. Like, a sniff of good football from a new manager, and United fans are absolutely loving it. Like, but that's what you get with a new manager. You get a new style, you get a new kick, a new bounce, and you see one thing that you like, and you're like, oh, hold on a second now. Maybe we were right to sack him. Like, so look, it is very fucking premature, but.
United have billion supporters or something, so you're bound to have a few weirdos.
Right, you'll always get them. Like even like I mean, there's a high percentage of them as well. Like there's a lot of fucking lunatics out there, not just United fans. Like United fans are lunatic enough without fucking having to like for supporting United alone. They're lunatics. So, but no, look, they're all over. So, Shane, Ollie apparently heavily linked to the Everton job. It's actually I'm not surprised really because. Well, I'm surprised that he's linked to a Premier League job because he's fucking shocking.
I'm not
surprised that Everton are being kind of mentioned now because Rafa is fucking struggling big time.
Oh yeah,
and it's great to see.
Yeah, but like, hold on, it's like they're just following a little bit like United's footsteps. Like so get two experienced managers in, Carlo Ancelotti, Rafa Benitez. We had Van Gaal, we had Mourinho, and then should we get Ole in? What do they expect? Like, what are they expecting here? Like, it's like you don't even need a crystal ball to see what's going to happen. You're just seeing what happens at United. So just look at that and go, no, that didn't work. Let's not do that. Let's get this.
It's like they're just trying to copy United and just hoping for the same results. Like, this is not going to work. That's outrageous. Like, why would you even consider that? Ollie should be going down to a championship team and trying to get them fucking. He'd get more respect going down to like a Swansea or something like that. I think now at the stage. But I think
Ollie should focus on being a director of football at a football club. I think, as a manager, I don't know if he's tactically good enough, but I think the personality
he's good enough for a level. Right, let's be honest, right? He's not good enough for Manchester United Football Club. So he was good enough for a level. Like he did bring United on to a certain kind of like he didn't do horrible in his kind of first year or two. He did make some good things happen, but when it came to the point where you had world-class players at his disposal, he did not have to use them. So very kind of disappointed. But we're going to jump on to the next one there. Do you want to take us into this one?
So all right. So the Steven Gerrard turning Aston Villa into a really, really good team. And Norwich, new manager, good manager, but unfortunately bad team he has. What way do you see this game going, and how do you think Norwich and Villa are doing presently?
To be honest with you, I put in my predictions last week that Liverpool were going to absolutely bash Villa, and I think I just done that because if they didn't, it was kind of like we don't really care, like, you know what I mean? But I was hoping that I'd say that, and then they would actually draw or lose, but obviously they got the win. But no, I have to admit, like Villa looked a different team under Gerrard, and very impressed with them. Like I don't like giving the man credit, but you have to kind of give him credit. And I don't like giving him credit because everyone's like, oh, he's fucking deadly. He won the Scottish League. And I'm just like, all right, like I could fucking win the Scottish League.
But it's the way he won the Scottish League, though, I have to say. Is impressive.
And it was hard to kind of ignore. And now that he's kind of done, he's had that start at Villa, it's a little bit kind of, it's like a dagger to my heart because I can't say anything bad. So look, obviously this game is actually in play at the moment, and it is 1-0 to Villa. So I'm going to say 1-0 to Villa. But I did have on my results, so I done a fiver on all my results today, and I'm pretty sure I done a draw for this game. So I had a 1-1 draw down in my head for this game. So that's what I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to stick with it. Dean Smith obviously back at Villa as well with Norwich. He's gonna completely play on getting revenge at halftime, and he's gonna try fire them up and hopefully kind of get something from it. So I'm gonna stick with me. Yeah, they don't really. The only thing
that they need January quick.
Yeah, saving grace will be Pookie there, or else kind of Gilmore trying to fucking break balls. But look, I don't know whether Gilmore's been. He's not that great, to be honest with you. I think he might have been out. He might have been out of his depth at Chelsea, and this is kind of showing it up because I don't think he's been too good. But no, look, it's 1-0 at half time for Villa, and I'm going to stick with my prediction that I was going with before, and it was 1-1. So yeah, I'm going to stick with that. How do you see this one going, Paddy?
Yeah, I'm not going to go for a score, but I think a Villa win. And I think it's very telling now that like they had the bad result against Liverpool. Do the heads drop then? Absolutely not. They're coming out here and they're going to get a result here as well. And all credit to them. I'm the same as yourself, Slippy Gerrard. I'm not the biggest fan of, but Yeah, what he's done at Rangers, and again, we always say, but you can only be who's in front of you. There's been Rangers coaches there that have been, done terribly against a good Celtic side. He won the league, and he won the league unbeaten as well. So that takes some sort of skill level.
Yeah.
Sure, and United fans can't really talk. We were bigging up Solskjaer after he won with Molde, won the league with Molde. So
exactly. Yeah. You fucking.
So I'm enjoying this.
Right.
And yeah. So City, like, are they unstoppable? Will they be stopped?
Like, looking at this price, 1-8, that's got a 6-0 win all over. Like, but it's currently 3-0. So I've actually put them the wrong way around. It's actually City away, ain't he?
No.
I was right. Prices are better. They're winning 3-0. Now, I'm going to just admit, I had an absolute panic with my fantasy football team today. So I was looking at it all day, and I was like, all right, going to make the change, blah, blah, blah. 6 o'clock, I was fucking sitting in my van. I'm like, bollocks, closed at 6:15. So I was fucking sitting in the van. I was home at like 5:45, and they're like that, trying to fucking get it sorted. 6 o'clock, I got me subs in. I was going to bring in Jack Grealish, and he's after scoring. And I was also looking at Foden, and Foden has also scored. And the one person I brought in was Diaz, and he's after getting booked. So disaster, like. But no, I think City are obviously already bashing them. 1-8 was clearly for a reason. And I think this one's probably it. Look, I'm gonna go obviously with City win, and I'm gonna say a fucking 4-0 win. I don't think they come out and score another 3 against them. Like, but yeah, look, City very good, very impressive. Look, I think Chelsea are starting to kind of slip a little bit now. They're getting results, but it's. I said it on the last pod. I don't think their performances have been great.
No.
I'm just happy they're getting results. That's the main thing. They're getting results, so they're staying in touch with them. But
I definitely noticed that from United playing the 3 teams that like City and Liverpool were at a different level, but Chelsea just like now again it could have been just
injuries. We do have injuries. That's the one thing. We do have injuries. Yeah, I think. So we have Kante, Kovacic, Jorginho. I'm gonna say is not fully fit. Obviously, Lukaku is coming back from injury. I think Thiago Silva might have picked up a little knock. Ben Chilwell is injured. But when you look at them, that caliber of player that's out, and you look at our starting 11, it's still a fucking really strong team. Now, I'm going to just throw it out here. Now, look, we're talking about Chelsea here when we shouldn't be, but Ruben Loftus-Cheek isn't good enough to be in Chelsea's midfield. So that's where I think we're lacking, is the midfield. Once we get that sorted, we'll be back into it. But look, Paddy, we'll jump back onto City because that's what we're talking about. What do you make of this one? What do you think of City this season?
Indifferent start. I think everyone was dropping a few points here and there except Chelsea. Chelsea started off the strongest of the season. But this happened last season with City as well, where it started off a bit slow and then they just took off and there was no stopping them. Absolutely no stopping. I think the first game they'd lost was after 20 games. United beat them. But then after that, then it was just like a speed bump. They just went on and just won the league then comfortably.
Sorry, just a comment in there from Shane. Are you taking a Christmas break, lads, or still going every week? No, we are still going every week. Football doesn't stop, my friend.
Absolutely. That's a good week to talk about, won't it?
Yeah, next week we're back with Andy McNulty, and then the week after that we'll be just whoever's available. Then we there. If the lads aren't available, I'll be here on my own. So hopefully,
maybe we could make that one a festive. Have a few drinks for a podcast.
Oh yeah, well look, I have drinks all the time. So no different for me. Maybe I'll just be shit faced. Actually, you know what? That's actually just a great excuse to be shit faced on the podcast. I've done it before, and I'll do it again. So yeah, we won't be stopping. We'll be keeping the content coming. We do have loads of shit kind of we'll talk about later on as well, but like loads of stuff planned and stuff for next year, like with content. We wanted to kind of start it this year, but whatever happened with kind of people letting us down with the pitch and stuff like that, and the weather as well. It was a little bit shit. Like it was.
Yeah. Well, I think again, we'll speak about it again, but the extra content stuff would be good to start in the spring, summer, and then continue it on. Once we get into the swing of it, then we can continue into the winter. It'll be easier.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, City, yeah, machines. Good man, Shane.
They pay big money to get onto this. You know. Yeah. So what do you see? What do you think of this one now? You think it's just obviously a whitewash 3-0 at the moment.
Yeah, we could have said that before the game even started. Their machine. I don't see anyone stopping them really. I really don't.
Think they're going well. Don't give it away because we all have our guesses in again. Forgot about that. Actually, we've all sent our start season guesses. How are you looking now with that one, buddy? I can tell. I can tell that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign.
Yeah, don't talk about it. I'll probably miss that pod actually when we're doing the result.
We'll move on to the next one, Paddy. Brighton and Wolves. So 11-8 for Brighton, 21-10 for the draw, and 11-5 for Wolves. How do you see this one going? Look, we won't spend too much longer on this one. Just give us a kind of a score prediction on this, and we'll move on.
I'll go for a 1-0 to Wolves and Jimenez to score.
Okay. I think I went with a draw on this one as well. And I'm going to say a low scoring draw. So I'm going to say a 1-1 draw. And I'm going to say Mopé to score for Brighton. Paddy, you want to take us into the next one there?
Yes, well, I'm still awake. Do you want to talk about Burnley and Watford? What do you think, Holly, of this extravaganza? Game of the week.
Absolutely fucking like this has got the potential to be the fucking stinker of the week, and I think it's going to be. Do you know Watford I don't think they've kept a clean sheet this season, so I'm going to say a 1-0 win for Burnley, and I'm gonna say Chris Wood to score. I don't think Burnley are going to concede against Watford, and Watford are obviously going to concede against Burnley. So I don't think they're going to score loads. Can I just say Burnley are going to concede against Watford?
Anyone was going to score Chris Wood.
Hey, I like it. Yeah. Oh, okay. Very good.
Sorry. I'm going to go for a big 0-0.
Okay, nice one. Yeah. Paddy, we're going to break. We're going to move on to the question section. Oh yeah, right. We have 3 questions, Paddy, that we're going to look at. Very kind of relevant to today, I suppose. So, first question we have in from Henry H32. Thoughts of Aubameyang being stripped of the Arsenal captaincy. So, I don't know the full story on what he's actually done, but apparently this has been an ongoing thing where he's just been lacking discipline with the club. So they've stripped him of the captaincy. Now, look, clubs don't do that willy-nilly. Like, there's a fucking serious issue. Like, if that's after happening, what's your thoughts on Aubameyang being stripped? Like,
to be honest with you, I seen it with him. Like last season, he only got 15 goals all season, which was his lowest total since he came to the club.
Yeah,
I thought when he was chasing the contract a couple of seasons ago, he was on fire.
Yeah.
I mean, he was on fire. Ever since he got his contract, his performances have been shocking, absolutely shocking. I was reading up earlier on that he's had he's been late to meetings a good few times before. Arsenal have a very young squad, so they need a captain to look up to, that follows the rules, does the right things, and if he's not, then to take it off and get rid of him. But again, this is Arsenal again, another high-playered superstar that's just not cutting it for them. It was all before, so now it's Aubameyang. What do you think?
Yeah, it's one of them things. Like I'm against a striker being captain. Like, why is he captain? Because he's the highest player at the club, maybe? Like, is he an actual leader? Do you see him on the pitch shouting, barking orders? I don't really think you do. Maybe he's a good character. I don't know. Shane just typed in there. He flew out to Barcelona to get a tattoo the night before. I mean, it doesn't seem
allegedly. I'd like to allegedly there before solicitors gone to us.
We hold no responsibility here at the Beyond the Ball podcast for
that. But look, if that is the case, if that is actually what happened, like, is that a strippable offense? Getting a tattoo
against the rules, yeah.
I don't know. Like, it's not something that, as a manager, you want your younger players looking at thinking that they can kind of go and do whatever the fuck they want to do. Getting a flight over to Barcelona to get a epoxy tattoo when you could literally just wait until you have a bit of time. I mean, there's international breaks every couple of weeks, every couple of months. Go and get it done. I mean, there's loads of shit. There's loads of time to do it. You're coming up to Christmas, you know what I mean? It's when you're busiest.
On hundreds
moments.
of thousands a week. And he can't follow a few simple rules like don't float to Barcelona and get a tattoo.
Hold on a second, right? Why is he flying to Barcelona to get a tattoo? Fly the person there. He's a fucking millionaire. Fly the person to your house. Do you know what I mean? Like, use the fucking brain. Like, it's outrageous, right? He's just done. That's outrageous.
I found it interesting a second ago what you said about you wouldn't put a striker as a captain.
Yeah.
And I'd like to ask you, as a United supporter, who would you have as United captain? What?
The way you worded that, you made it sound like I'm a United fan, right? I just want to make sure that I'm not a United fan.
No. I think the Chelsea jersey on you gives it away, but okay, fair enough.
Okay, now just for our Spotify listeners, who would I put as a United captain?
Yeah.
I'd like.
And what position do you think is the best to be a captain?
I think centre half. I think centre half is the best position. I think they see the full picture. And what you want as well is you want a defender that's loud and organised at the back. So I think it works really well where if you have a defender who's very loud, who's going to organise a back line, he's probably got no problem telling the midfielders where to be. Whereas if you have someone who's a little bit more quiet, they might not want to. Like I think. Now I maybe it's just because I'm a defender. I don't know, but I think the defenders understand the midfield role a bit better than a midfielder would understand a defensive role, a defender's role. Just in terms of like keeping a back line, knowing when to push out, knowing when to drop. I think it's a lot more complicated than people think. So I think that someone could go into midfield.
More disciplined.
Yeah, I think someone could go into midfield easier from defence than someone dropping into defence from midfield. But that's where I think being loud helps because you've no problem talking to the people in front of you. And you can move them to side, like you can have your defensive midfielder, your centre back. You can like 3 yards to the left, 3 yards to the right, fucking push on, drop. You know what I mean? You have all that. Whereas if you have a midfielder, even now, look, midfielder works well as well. You know, it's just no denying like the likes of Lampard or Gerrard and stuff like that. Roy Keane again was another animal. They have to look in front of them and behind them, so it's very hard to kind of.
They were both
look at both ways.
Midfielders.
I think it's easier to look forward and control a game, whereas like the defenders see everything in front of them.
Holding midfielder will be okay.
Holding midfielder's fine, yeah. Like Roy Keane, look, he was a kind of a deep lying midfielder for a time, so it worked well with him. But I just think centre back is the ideal.
So who now at United would you make captain if you were the manager?
Like look. Obviously, Maguire is captain at the moment. I don't see it. I genuinely just don't see his talent, and it's nothing else. I don't see he's not good enough to be a captain as far as I'm concerned.
Does he have the respect of the players in front of him to listen?
But that's the thing. He might actually have the respect of the players, but his performances let him down. So I would probably say, look, when you look at it on the pitch and you see what's going on, Bruno Fernandes is probably the ideal candidate for it. But he is a little bit of like a moan bag. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He gets in the ref's ears a lot, and it can be fucking. He can let a team down big time, I think, by just doing that.
But maybe he'd get away with that if he was the captain, because the captain is allowed to whinge a bit more.
The captain gets away a bit more, all right. Yeah, because the ref will call him over and have a little quiet word with him. But what about David De Gea? Maybe as captain, you see he's loud enough at times. He's always pointing. He's always fucking trying to control where the defense is.
And he's the most experienced. He's the longest serving player at United now, I think. You know, he's the only one that's won a Premier League with them. Yeah,
I mean, David De Gea is a very good candidate for captain there. Now, having said that, there's always been this question of his future, where like it's been.
I think that's
is he
gone
to
now.
Madrid? Yeah, I think it's gone. And I think he's blessed it's gone because he's probably saved us so much in the last couple of weeks. Like the amount of saves he's made, it's just he's just been on fire the last couple of weeks, and I think he's a luck to have him. And I think that's probably how have you spun this fucking question into us talking about Man United?
No,
every time.
No, when you just mentioned that about the captaincy, I just found it very interesting, and I was just about to say I'm sorry for derailing the question, but I did find that fascinating. I did find that fascinating, so thank you, Collie.
Yeah, no worries. Jesus, someone beeping outside. Paddy, we move on to the next question, I suppose.
So okay. So I'll put this to you.
Right.
Steven Gerrard, taking away how we feel of him as a Liverpool player, what he's done in football management at the moment, and what he's doing at Villa, what he's done previously at Rangers. What do you think? Is he the real deal? This is from Peter66. Thanks, Peter.
Thanks, Peter66. Do I think he's the real deal? No. No. Look. I'm just saying that because I can't stand him. Give it time, right? He's at Aston Villa. There's very little expectations at the club, and he's exceeding them so far. But he's 3 games in, maybe. Now, you can't deny. Look, Dean Smith left when they had a run of 5 losses in a row, 5 or 6 losses in a row.
Yeah.
Gerrard has come in, completely changed it. I don't think they've lost in the last 3 or 4 games, so you can see they've completely flipped. Yeah. Oh yeah, they lost to Liverpool. Sorry, 1-0. Which, look, again, I said it earlier, wasn't really that embarrassing.
And a penalty.
Is he the real deal? Like, I mean, there's nothing pointing towards now. It's all in his favor. So it's up to him what happens from here on in.
Yeah.
I just think he needs to be honest with you, right? I might actually turn out and like him as a manager. Now, I fucking couldn't stand him as a player because
I don't think so.
I don't think I like him, to be honest. I don't think I'll ever like him. I think he's just he's an arrogant prick. But I can't deny, like, I wasn't a fan of Fergie at the time, but I appreciated that he was a really good manager.
Don't be comparing him to Fergie now. So
I know. It's the only person I could think of that I couldn't stand. That, like, I just respect the level. But even at that, I suppose it's like Klopp as well. Like, I'm not a fan. I used to like Klopp. Don't like him anymore. But can't deny how good he is as a manager.
He let himself down last season, Klopp, didn't he?
What?
He let himself down last season with his behaviour.
Big time. I thought big time. I just, some of the stuff, even in some of his press conferences and all, and the excuses and the moan, and I was just like, oh, come on. Like, he lost that little bit. Do you know what it reminded me of? Mourinho, where Mourinho kind of, he lost that little bit of kind of character he had, and you got bored of nearly watching him and listening to him. Yeah, the shocking loser. Like, so they're in the same fucking category for me. I don't know. Is he the real deal? Time will tell. As for now, I'm going to say yes, he is actually the real deal. But I can only judge off a season at Rangers, which personally I think I could have won.
Unbeaten.
I know, but like Scottish League,
I know.
It just wasn't. It's just not the Prem. And then look, he's done it for the last.
Happening in the Scottish League now? Actually, let me check this out because I want to see the Scottish table.
Right. Anyway, I don't think it's possible to say he's not the real deal considering what he's done at Rangers and what he has done so far at Villa. But there's plenty of fucking games left to play in the season. What do you think? Do you think he's real deal?
I think he's showing to be a good young manager. So who would I compare him to over the last couple of years? Lampard. Ole.
Yeah, I thought. See, and
did Lampard and Ole start too high? Should they have started more like Gerrard? You know, at lower clubs.
Look, Rangers, and it's so offensive to any Rangers fans that are watching. So we apologise if you are a Rangers fan, but like, we just don't. Who gives a fuck? Like, do you know what I mean? Rangers are shite. Get over. No, but I just think. I think at the moment he's more successful than Lampard and Ole. And I don't think there's any denying it. He's literally won a league. So, like, I know
Ole won a league.
I know Ole done it, but like that was at fucking Norway. That's worse than Scotland. Like, so
he was won a league. He was at the wheel.
Unbeaten, as you said.
Yeah.
No, but look, I don't know. But like, what's going on so far in Scotland?
It's Rangers are on top by 4 points.
See,
Yeah,
didn't need
Mark
him.
Pope.
Anyone could do it.
Yeah, but yeah, I suppose it's close enough. But again, it wasn't close with last year when he was there. But yeah, what do I think of him as a manager? He seems to compose himself well on the sideline.
Yeah.
Confident. But yeah, as you said, a lot still to be seen. But yeah, initial impressions are positive.
Yeah, definitely. Paddy, I'm going to move us on to the next question, and I'm going to aim this one at you, being a United fan. It's from Jer with an extra R774. Thoughts on Martial?
Could be Gerrard.
Could be Gerrard. Who knows? Could be Gerrard. Thoughts on Martial leaving in Jan, and where would he go? Maybe he's fucking trying to scout Martial to Villa.
Yeah, I don't know. If he's a good manager, he won't sign Martial.
So what's your thoughts on this one? Do you think he will leave in January? I know he said he's come out and pretty much said he wants to leave. And where would he go? What level does he go to?
You see, this is a couple of the pieces of the jigsaw would all have to come together. Would I like to see him go? Absolutely. I'd love to see him go.
Yeah.
Because these type of players that hang around that aren't happy, United have too many players on the books. First of all, I think that's one of United's problems, because there's too many players sitting around probably moping about they're not getting their game. Blah blah blah. A club like Newcastle would probably pay for him.
Yeah.
Does Martial think he's too good to play at a club like Newcastle, even if they pay his wages? Because that's the thing again, you have to get a club that's going to pay his wages. So you're looking at, I heard a rumor about Barcelona today as well, looking at him, because that's the level Barcelona are at now as well, to be honest with you. I can't hear you. Sorry,
I put myself on mute there. They might struggle financially as well, like they might get him because they're struggling financially. So like he might go for less, like to Barcelona.
Could be a swap, some sort of a swap deal or something.
Could be a swap deal, yeah.
I heard De Jong to United was a discussion point as well from Barcelona.
Interesting.
But again, this is all paper talk. Will Martial live in January? Let's hope so. But again, it all depends on where his head is at. Will he go to Newcastle? He very well could. I think he'd be a great signing for Newcastle. Signing for Newcastle.
Yeah, definitely.
He'd be the main man up there, and I think that's what he needs to be. He needs to be the main man.
It's that attitude, though, isn't it? Like, and you can see it. You can see it when he's just fucking. Like every time you look at him, and I always say it. It always looks like he owes someone a tenner where he's coming up. He's just like, looking at everybody. The way he looks at people and just like, why are you looking at everybody like that? Do you know what I mean? You're earning fucking hundreds of thousands a week. Smile or fucking just do something else. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's a bit of character about you. Like, he's just fucking. He's just blah. That's what he is. Like, he's blah.
Agent shy coming out as well. Like, if you're not happy, like, be a man. Go in and talk to your manager. You know what I mean? Say, look, I'm not happy. Give us a game. Like, if anything, if I was a manager and I had someone like that working for me, and they weren't man or woman enough to come up to me and say, look, I don't think I'm getting the fair crack of the whip.
Very
here.
Politically correct there, Paddy.
Well, you have to be nowadays. You know what I mean? It's 2022 nearly. So
nearly.
I slipped up nearly.
Yeah. You saved it with the nearly.
But yeah, I would be more inclined then to say, like, well, I'm definitely not going to give him a game because he's coming through as agent and all. I'm not going to play that game. He's not going to belittle me, especially because your man Ralph Ragnick doesn't seem like he's going to take any shit either.
No. And that's what you need. That's what you need with them type of personalities in the dressing room. Look, Pogba again is another one. Has Pogba been injured or has he just not played on the Ragnick?
Oh no, he's injured.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, okay.
So bad injury as well. That's why he's been out for a couple of months.
Was it knee?
Yeah. So I don't know what was wrong, but yeah. So he's still another 4 weeks away before playing anyway. So his contract
Glenn reckons Donny and Martial to Newcastle. They fucking need them. They fucking do need them. And then he says, do you remember when Jose fined him 65 grand because he took an extra day off after his kid was born? Yeah, I'd have fined him 200 grand. Right? You don't leave until you're told to leave.
Yeah, week's wages.
Yeah, 65 grand, yeah. Quarter of his wages, I'd say.
Yeah.
So where is he going, Paddy? Where, like, do you think Newcastle or Barca? Like, which one is the more likely one?
Newcastle, because of the wages he'll be looking for.
Yeah.
And that's simply it. Can Barcelona sign anybody still with like the state the club are in? Because
they're shambles. Well, apparently, I actually read something there during the week that they're willing to invest. Apparently, they're going to give Xavi a lot of money to invest. Don't know how much, and I don't know where they're pulling the money from, but they've come out and said that they're going to be giving them a few quid to invest. So I doubt they're going to blow that, what they have on Martial.
Yeah.
I mean, he's probably saying, right, we'll get 2 marquee signings. Like,
it's a sorry state of affairs, really, for Martial, because he had so much promise at United. Like, he did look really good at times, like really good.
Yeah.
Like, he had a good season where he knocked in more than 20 goals as well. I was thinking, oh yeah, could kick on from here. And this was before not last season, the season before. But then last season, then his form dropped off a cliff, and it's continued into this year. So, like, you can't expect to be getting games. The only reason he hasn't left sooner is probably because he knows he won't get the money anywhere else. Like, they're living their best life at United. You know, they'll get, sit on the bench for 200 grand a week, put the feet up. Happy days.
Sign me up. Yeah. I'll do it for fucking a fraction of that. Do it for free if you want to just sit there and just take in the atmosphere.
Yeah. They do a couple of get a few people on the podcast.
Yeah. Well, they're doing nothing else. Do you think he's actually going to leave in January, or do you think it's going to be summer?
I'd say there's definite truth to what the agent is saying. If an offer came in, they'd probably let him go. Yeah, I can't see any reason why they wouldn't, because we've loads of attacking players. It's not as if we need them. You know, we'll be short in a position. So
it's not like you need him more than he needs you. Like,
yeah. But you see, United as well are a club that I suppose won't be held to ransom either. We'll never get what we'll pay, but if someone comes in with a stupid offer, they'll just say, no, go away, we'll keep him on the bench here. You know what I mean? I'd rather not. Yeah, they won't make
let him rot.
Yeah.
Right, I suppose we'll move on to back to the old things. We'll stall here and get the old
is this the other section where you have the predictions and all?
Oh yeah, this one. I'm just after noticing there, and if you have a look at the graphic down the bottom there, any questions for Paul, get them into the comment section. Yeah, you can send them in, but he's not here, so he won't be answering them. So, Paddy, I don't know. You can take us into that. Will I finish this?
Yes. Okay. So we have at what time is that game on? That's going to be on 7:30 on Wednesday. We're looking at Crystal Palace against.
Were you counting 19?
No, I was looking for it on the screen.
Oh, okay.
No,
okay.
Way out that, will you?
Sorry, I was like, he's giving you views about kind of getting it confused. That's all right. So who we got?
Palace and Southampton. How do you think Vieira is doing as a coach so far? Has he surprised you? Palace?
He has surprised me. Yeah, it has been a little bit surprising that he's done as well as he has done. I don't know if you listen to. There's a podcast called the Talking Bollocks podcast, and Jack Bourne was on it, and he was at Man City, and he was the Vieira was the coach at Man City Youths or wherever it was, doing their fucking reserves maybe. But he was kind of instrumental in Jack Bourne's career, he was saying, because I think Wigan and Bolton were out looking for him, and they were saying like, "Oh look, go here," and he was thinking, "Oh look, I'll go to one of them teams. I'll show me worth, and hopefully come back into the City team." But Patrick Vieira said, "No, don't go there. You won't get a game there." He goes, "I have the perfect team for you." So, who was a fucking Heerenveen or something like that? It's one of the Dutch clubs, whoever it was that Jack Bourne was, I can't remember off the top of my head. But he was instrumental in him going over to Holland and having one of the fucking seasons of his career. Like, wow. So it's very interesting listening to that. You can just, from that alone, you can tell that Vieira has something, and he can see talent, and he knows what to do with it. So I am impressed with how Vieira has done lately. I've gone with a 1-0 win for Crystal Palace here. I don't think there's going to be a lot of goals in this game. And I'm going to say Benteke to score, because he's been playing well lately. Even I think he's only scored one in the last couple of games, but it was more than he scored in the fucking 20 before that. So I'm going to go with a 1-0 win for Palace here, and Benteke to score.
Cool. Yeah, I'll go. In the interest of time, I won't talk too much about it, but I'll go for a 1-0 win as well, but I'll go for Zaha to score.
All right, nice one. Paddy, I'll take us into the next one. Wednesday at 8:00, we have Arsenal and West Ham. Arsenal are 23-20. The draw is 5-2, and the West Ham are 9-4. This is probably game of the week, to be honest, isn't it?
Yeah, considering where they are in the league.
Yeah, definitely. Big kind of result needed for Arsenal. West Ham, they're just, it's almost like that Leicester team now. If you put this team, right, here's a question for you, right? If you put this West Ham team into the league where Leicester won the league, do you reckon they'd get closer to winning the league?
I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because, you still had Arsenal, who were a better team than West Ham now, no. But you still had Chelsea, Liverpool, City in the league as well.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say no. If you put that Leicester team against this West Ham team today, right now, who would win? I'd probably go for the draw.
Yeah. How boring is that?
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah.
You built it up as if you were about to go, I just think this West Ham team would win. Like, do you know how they put them together? They'd probably just draw 0-0.
Sorry, I just had to fix myself sitting on the fence there. Sorry.
No, but I probably think, now that I think about it, I probably think that Leicester team wins because they had it in N'Golo Kante, Vardy in his fucking prime. Like, they had all these top quality players, like Drinkwater, although he's fucking shit at Chelsea, was quality back then. Like, and they had all these good players. Like, they had Wes Morgan, Robert Hoot was there. Like, the fucking Chilwell was there. They had Fuchs. They had good players. Like, and
yeah. And
like West Ham are kind of doing it with unknown players. Like Souček. Like, where the fuck did Souček come from? But he's been unbelievable. Like, Bowen. Like, where has Bowen come from? All these good players that have come from nowhere, like, and are doing quality. Like, even Antonio. Like, Antonio was on fire lately, and it's great to see because I think Moyes is kind of shutting up his critics. There was a lot of kind of Everton. Yeah, he done great. He brought a kind of a stability to the club. Didn't really win any trophies or anything like that, and then he went to United and got fucking shafted because. I more think it was the more I look back on all the United managers, the more I'm just thinking like the team was just fucking rotten, and the club was rotten, and the managers weren't actually that bad. And now this is showing that Moyes wasn't actually that bad.
I think in terms of Moyes' career, I don't think there's anybody that knows anything about football that would really say Moyes done a terrible job at United, and it was Moyes' fault that he got sacked because. No. Moyes was given like that was a poison chalice. Whoever came in after Ferguson was 100%. A poison chalice.
Yeah, 100%. And I think the fans kind of knew that, but like didn't really want to believe it or something. Because Ferguson coming out and saying, "Look, support the manager," he knew it was a fucking shit show there. So that's why he was like, "I'm getting out here."
Supposedly it was his third or fourth choice, but they couldn't get who they wanted.
Yeah, see, it's. I don't know. That was it. You're right in saying that. That was a poison chalice coming in after Fergie. Arsenal though, like, fuck me, Arsenal are pulling on Arsenal. Like they had that such a good run, and now just everything that's going on, Aubameyang. I don't know.
But look, they win this game and they go into fourth.
Yeah, and again they are actually still ahead of United at the moment. Can you see United catching them?
West Ham or Arsenal?
Arsenal. I suppose either.
Arsenal are below us.
Yeah, sorry, West Ham.
I think we can definitely still get forward. Absolutely. Like I watched United's next 10 games are all against teams outside the top 5 or 6. So United have a good run of games now.
It's a good run, and you know what? And that was what I said to myself. Right. I'm going to bring in Ronaldo into my fantasy football. I'm going to bring in Sancho into my fantasy football. Bang. Postponed. So I had to take the both of them. Both of them had to come straight back out. Fucking shambles.
Well, look, United are playing at home the weekend. So you can expect, hopefully, a good result there against Brighton.
Somehow Paddy has turned us into talking about United again.
You started. You fucking started. Or did I? I'm not sure anymore.
No. It's always you.
No, because you asked me, do I think United can catch them? Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I think points will definitely be dropped. I'd be more sure of catching Arsenal or getting above Arsenal than West Ham. I think West Ham are a better team. But again, this is a big game for both of them. Who do I think is going to win this game? It's in the Emirates. Let me look at the form of both teams.
Let me look at me bet, because I've done a bet out, and I tell you what, I got fucking close last week with some of the results that I pulled. But I had Chelsea 3-2 and they won 3-2. I had Brentford 2-1, they won 2-1. The rest of them were, don't worry about the rest of them, but like we got two of them right.
Nice one. I'm gonna go for an Arsenal win.
Okay. I went with a draw. Sorry for sitting on the fence, but I went with a draw.
It's likely. It is likely.
Yeah, I think a high scoring draw as well. I'm gonna say 2-2, and I'm gonna say Bowen to score, because the man's a genius. But yeah, look, we'll move on, Paddy. We'll go into the next one. Do you want to take us into this one?
Yes. So, again, hold on, work out me 19, take away the 12, and 7:30 on Thursday evening. We've got Leicester against Spurs, and look, another great game. Leicester on after a 4-0 win, in their last game. Spurs, how are they doing recently? They're starting to score a few goals under Conte, so
yeah,
all is forgiven. So how do you see this going?
Yeah, this again is probably another good game. It's probably it's similar enough game to Arsenal West Ham, isn't it? Where you have kind of like, I suppose Spurs are kind of supposed to be the bigger team. Yeah, so Spurs are supposed to be the bigger team, but like Leicester are probably like a little bit better, like, you know, type of way. Whereas like West Ham are better than Arsenal, even though Arsenal are supposed to be better.
Would you say Tottenham are a bigger club than Leicester?
I mean, they're
like in terms of stadium and stuff, but not as, like, I'd say Leicester are a better team than Tottenham.
They're a better team, football team, definitely. But I don't know. I don't know. That's a hard one to say, because like they are classed as the top 6, whereas Leicester aren't. So you would have to class them.
Yeah, I think that's a money thing. I don't think that's an actual, or size of club, I suppose, maybe. But sure, here, go on. Sorry, how do you see this going? Sorry.
So I've gone with, I'm gonna jump straight in. I've actually gone with a Spurs win. I think Conte, like you were just saying there, he's probably starting to find out things about his team now. Although Harry Kane still is not scoring, no matter what happens, he still cannot score. Son and Lucas Moura is scoring all the goals. I have a fucking feeling they're gonna win 2-1 in this game, and I'm not gonna say Harry Kane to score, because I've lost all hope for him to score.
Yeah.
I had him in the fancy football, had him there for 3 weeks, didn't score, and I got rid of him. And I was saying to myself, right, I'm going to take him out. He's going to score fucking 2 goals. Still didn't score, and that was against Norwich. So,
will Spurs still get 100 million from him in the summer?
Yeah. Oh well, do you know what? His price tag might be gone down. And to be honest with you, our City might not even fucking want him now. They might.
I don't think they will.
They might take Haaland instead. If they can throw 200 million at Haaland, I'd do it, because Kane.
But Haaland's buyout clause is 70 million this summer.
Is that all it is?
Yeah. That's why everyone was waiting. That's why nobody signed him last summer, because they knew this summer the buyout clause comes into effect and it's 70 million.
I just thought that was Haaland came out and said he wasn't going. Like. Anyway, I'd be going with Haaland all day over Kane at the moment, because Kane, look, I never was a massive fan of Kane. I always said, like, he's a good striker, but the thing that put the nail in the coffin for me was when he played for England and was taking all the fucking corners. He was about to take the fucking throw-ins at some stage, taking free kicks. He'd never taken a free kick at Spurs. I don't know. To me, I don't like him. It's 5-0 to Manchester City, by the way. I did say 6-0. To me, I've gone with, I think Conte is fine in his team.
He said 4-0.
Yeah, whatever. I'm saying 6 now. I've gone with Tottenham to win 2-1. I think Conte is starting to find his team, and I don't know. It could go either way. It's a tough one to draw. If you're betting, stay away from it, because it's a tough one to draw. How do you think this one's going?
I'm going to go for a Leicester win. I think they had a great result in the last game.
100% going to be a draw now, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Spurs scored 3 goals, but again, it was against Norwich. So yeah, I'm going to go for Leicester. I'm going to go for Vardy to score and Leicester to win 2-0.
Ooh, nice one. You want to take us into this one? How do you want me to do it?
Oh yeah, so the man here, the Chelsea supporter. I remember a couple of weeks ago you were like a fucking pig and shite, because Chelsea were running away with the league. So, like they looked unbeatable. They were I actually said in the podcast they were a machine. They were my exact words. Maybe I put the mockers on them because since then their form hasn't been as good. Look, they haven't been losing games, but they've definitely been winning by the skin of their teeth.
Yeah.
Everton, not great. How do you see this going?
It's, again, like I said at the start, we obviously got beaten 3-2 against West Ham. That was a kind of a big blow for us. That one could have went either way, but we didn't really deserve to win it. So it was probably, West Ham probably deserved it more. Chelsea haven't been playing well since Kovacic got injured, really, and since kind of Kante now has been picking up injuries. Chilwell is gone. We have Alonso coming in. It's not too bad, not the end of the world. Look, I think we'll hammer Everton. I'm not going to lie, but our goals aren't coming from strikers, which is one of my massive issues. Jorginho's had to score 2 goals in the last game. Mason Mount is scoring all of our goals. The worrying thing is Kai Havertz, who doesn't usually play up front, can't even score. Werner can't score. Lukaku now can't score. Reece James is our top scorer, I think, this season. Alonso is coming in with goals. So all of our goals are coming from defenders or midfielders, which is, for me, frightening, because we brought Lukaku in for one reason, and one reason only, and that was to score goals. And the same with Werner, and neither of them are doing it.
Do you think the level's too high for Lukaku?
I don't think. No, I don't think.
Do you think Italy was at his level?
No, because even before, he got injured. So before he got injured, he was scoring. And then since he's got, I will admit, probably 1 or 2 games before he got injured, he looked like the old kind of Lukaku where balls were bouncing off him and stuff like that. But he was still scoring goals. So I was happy with how he was playing. He was actually holding up well, and some of his touches were actually pretty good.
How much did you spend on?
70 million, was it?
Was it not more 100? Wasn't it close to 100?
I don't know. As far as I remember. 70 million.
Was he worth it anyway?
If you look at it now, you probably say he's not worth it because he hasn't been banging in goals left, right, and centre. How do I see this one going, though? I do see Chelsea winning this one.
£97.5 million.
What was it?
£97.5 million. Pounds.
That's pounds,
wow.
Yeah. That's a lot of money.
Whoa.
Look, hopefully we get more from him.
I hope they kept the receipt.
You know what? It's not my fucking money. I don't give a bollocks how much they spend on him. If he comes in and he fucking scores a few goals and we win the league, happy days. No, I'm going to say we're going to hammer Everton in this one. I think this could be Rafa's last game. And I'm going to say 3-0 to Chelsea. And I'm going to go with Mason Mount because I don't see anyone else actually scoring because none of our strikers can score. Pulisic maybe if he's fit might play and score. Ziyech maybe might get a goal, but Havertz playing up through the middle up top, it's not working. Werner, it's not working for him. I just don't think he's good enough. Just drop him. Lukaku, again, he's only coming back from injury. We need to starting him now. It's like he's bringing him back really slowly. I would have expected him to start kind of the last game or two, but he's taking him 15, 20 minutes every kind of couple of games. So
how long more do you think Tuchel has left before he gets the sack? You know what Chelsea's like. He's probably lose the next game.
If he loses next game, he's gone. Yeah. No, that's not a question. He's not going to get sacked, and I think he could lose the next 4 games in a row, and he fucking won't get sacked. It's now 6-0 to City. Called it. John Stone scored.
Jesus.
And you know what's great? Andy, who's on the podcast next week, is a Leeds supporter. So that'll be fun to talk to Andy about.
That was the worst segue ever. What's that got to do with what we were just talking about?
Oh, fuck. Shit. I just thought it was funny because they're playing against Leeds, no?
Who?
See.
Oh, yeah.
And then you said there, like, oh, well, that's the shittest segue ever. I was like, Bollocks, we're not talking about Leeds. I'm like, wait a second, they're fucking playing against Leeds. Yeah, so Andy is a Leeds supporter, and obviously Leeds are getting bashed 6-0. So, we'll get his opinion on that one.
And this season for Leeds, it's been very disappointing.
It's been poor. Yeah, and Bielsa kind of fucking has he been found out?
Yeah,
don't know. How do you see this one going, Paddy?
Yeah, Chelsea win all day long. Especially just with the state that Everton have been in for a while. But I am going to go with the Lukaku to be back on the score sheet, so I'm going to go for Chelsea to win 2-0 and Lukaku to score first.
All right, nice one. I'll take us into this one, I suppose. Thursday night at 8:00, Liverpool 1-12. Fucking hell. The draw is 9-1, and Newcastle are 25-1 to beat them. 25-1. Jesus, I haven't seen that price in a long time. Paddy, how do you see this one going?
Newcastle got hammered by Leicester. So I'm not very confident of them being able to do anything against Liverpool at Anfield. I remember there was a time when this game used to be one of the best in the league. Liverpool against Newcastle and Anfield, but this, I think Liverpool are just going to, especially after the way City have won tonight, I think it's really going to send a message to Liverpool, and they'll come out and they'll absolutely blitz them. I'm going to say 5-0 to Liverpool and Salah to score first.
Yeah, I don't think you're too far off. Look, I'm not going to talk too much about it, just we're an hour into it there. So I do think Liverpool are going to bash them. What did you say? Sorry?
5-0.
5-0, okay. I was going to say that as well. I'll say 4-0. I'll just go with another 4-0 win for them because or another 4. I'm going to say another 4-0 defeat for Newcastle. I just don't know what, like, there's a lot that needs to be done at Newcastle to turn them into a fucking good team. Like,
They're only 3 points off Watford, though. All is not lost. All is not like January just come quick enough for a couple of teams. Yeah, I think Norwich and Newcastle. Like, if you look at the bottom 2 teams there, Newcastle and Norwich are both on 10 points. Yeah, Burnley are on 11. Watford are on 14 and Leeds are on 16 and Southampton's on 6. So, like, there's very little between the bottom 7 or 8. Yeah. So there's a long way the season to go. So I don't think anyone will be panicking yet.
And in fairness to Norwich, they've done a good job to actually pull themselves back into that. And because they were probably the worst performing team that I've seen in fucking years in the Premier League. And we were talking about them being like the lowest scoring team in the history. But I don't think that's going to happen now. I think they're going to pick up a couple of points like on the way. Like, So, yeah, like you're saying there, I don't think January can come quick enough for Newcastle. I think they need to make some signings. And look, with Martial saying he wants to leave in January, that could be the perfect kind of signing for them. I think
in January they need some sort of a spine.
It's now 7-0 to Manchester City.
Jesus Christ. But I suppose for Newcastle, like, I know it's off topic a tiny bit, but do you think what Newcastle need most of all is a striker?
No, I think Callum Wilson. Callum Wilson is good. They can play St. Maximin as well.
That's what I'm thinking myself. Like, so from an attacking point of view, no, it can't hurt to have another one there, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think the defence midfield is what they really should be looking at.
Defence, yeah. I think they need an anchor in midfield who's going to kind of dictate the pace of the game. I don't think they have the privilege to do that, but I think they need to try get someone that will try that. Whether it's somebody like fucking Danny Drinkwater who will drop deep, get a ball from a defender and just play a 5-yard pass. Someone like a Jorginho or kind of that type of player where he controls pretty much the pace of the game. Like, yeah, exactly. Yeah, Van de Beek, ideal candidate for it. But that's what they need. They need to start getting a foothold on games. They need to start controlling the ball a lot more. They are going to have to strengthen the defense. So I think what they need to do is they need to start looking at all these fringe players at the top 4, like top 6, and maybe take some of them. Even the likes of Ben Mee or something like that, who's at Burnley or whatever. Like, so none of them type of players who are good players on that kind of lower teams, like Lewis Dunk, Shane Duffy. Do you know what I mean? Solid defenders who are good in the air, big presence. I think they need them type of players to kind of really start building a team. Like, but I do fear for them if they don't get something done in January, they could be could be too late. Like, could be going
Yeah.
down. Did you give a score? We get score predictions, didn't we?
Yes, we're done now. Done.
Perfect.
Right,
Right, Paddy. Look, we're gonna jump off this.
another round of fixtures where United weren't beaten. Come on, Ralph Ragnack is at the wheel. Come on.
Just a quick one for anyone that is watching, listening. I'm going to put this up, Paddy. I never really do this, but I'm just going to throw this up on the screen.
That was so underwhelming. And I didn't know what was going to come on the screen. I don't often do this, but
yeah. The people on Spotify now are so confused of what just happened there. I just put a little subscribe graphic on the screen there. So as you can see up the top of our screen up there, the little subscribe button.
Yeah.
How do I?
It's not a button though. You don't press it.
Yeah, don't press that. If you're actually watching this video after it's live, down the bottom right, that's left, right. No, it's to the right. It's so hard to do, isn't it?
Oh,
that way. That way. Yeah, that way. There's a little red button. If you click that, it'll actually give you an L subscription there. So it helps us kind of grow, and yeah, it doesn't really help us do anything, but sure, look.
Oh, your pants.
It helps me grow. Paddy, we're going to talk about the absolute farcical Champions League draw that happened yesterday. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the screen here, and we're going to have a look at I'm going to just put up the first set of fixtures. So we've done 2 draws. So for anyone that doesn't know what happened, basically there was a Champions League draw yesterday, but Man United got pulled out against Villarreal, and they weren't allowed to play each other. So apparently someone else wasn't put into a pot. Paddy, what fucking happened? I don't even fucking know what happened.
Corruption happened.
Corruption at its finest.
Something, it was. I don't know. Look, it could have been a simple mistake. It was little balls flying around the little machine. You know, someone just put the wrong ball in. It's dead now. He's probably dead in a ditch somewhere. Yeah, we all would like to think, and the first thing that comes to your head with UEFA is corruption. It has to be corruption, but it's probably not. It's probably a simple mistake. But what did I think of what did you think of the first round of fixtures? Though, what did you think when you were looking at them?
Well, look, like as a Chelsea fan, I'm happy either way, because we got drawn against Lille, who was like our ideal opponent. Like, we could have been getting Bayern Munich. I think it was Bayern Munich, Real Madrid, or Ajax or something we could have got. So Lille, love it. What did you think? Getting PSG in the first draw, and then getting obviously Atletico in the second.
Yeah, I said this. Yeah, 6-1, half a dozen the other, really. Like 2 top European sides. Elite European sides, not yet, because obviously they're the almost theirs. Yeah. Are they a City? Are they a Liverpool? Are they a Real Madrid? No. A Chelsea as well. Sorry, Chelsea, the last winners.
Current champions.
There was neither. I would have said, I'd rather face them or them. It's 6-1 having. The only thing I think is the difference now is that United were playing at home on the second game for this one, but now against Atletico Madrid, I think we're playing at home in the first game, which I would prefer to play the second game at home. That's it.
Are you?
I'm not. I think so.
No, you aren't. No. Because you were seeded. So all the seeded teams stayed at home for the second game.
Right. There you go. Well then, happy days. Atletico, are they the team they were 1 or 2 seasons ago? Where they were really, really, really like a top team, I thought.
Really, really, really?
Really, really, really. Yeah. What about yourself as a Chelsea supporter? What do you think?
So look, what I'll do actually is I'll run through the fixtures that came out in the first. So this is the farcical draw that happened, right? So first match, Benfica, Real Madrid. Then it was, I don't know what order they came out in. So Atletico Madrid and Bayern Munich. That was a good one. Inter Milan and Ajax. Chelsea and Lille. Villarreal and Man City. Salzburg and Liverpool. Sporting Lisbon and Juventus. And PSG and Man United. So that was the first draw that came out. And then this was the actual draw that we're now going with. So Salzburg and Bayern Munich. So Salzburg, they've gone from getting Liverpool to now getting Bayern Munich. So I mean,
Yeah.
like doesn't matter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, just fucking why bother? Like, you know what I mean? Benfica and Ajax. So who did Benfica and Ajax? Benfica had Real Madrid. So I'd say Benfica are a lot happier. I also would say Ajax are probably a lot happier as well getting that. Because they had Inter Milan before that.
Yes.
So it probably an easier draw for both of them there, to be honest. Atletico and United, obviously we know Atletico had Bayern Munich, and United had PSG. Probably an easier draw for Atletico, and an easier draw, I think, possibly for United. So both teams probably happy again there.
I'd like to see how does it work. I'm looking for a table here, but I can't seem to find it of like what team plays who in the next round if they win.
I think there's a draw. I think there's a draw after that.
Is there?
Or maybe it's already been done.
I don't remember ever being a draw for the quarterfinals then.
Maybe it's already been done. I don't know. I haven't seen it.
You know the way they usually have them all up.
Yeah. Ready to go, kind of.
Yeah.
Just Shane's putting a comment here. First draw came up with 8 matchups. That included the PSG versus United matchup. But that dream matchup was scratched due to errors that UEFA blamed on third-party software. I'm gonna guess and say that that's copy and pasted by Shane there because it's very
detailed,
well written. It's very well written. So so look, this one. Sorry. Next match was Inter Milan and Liverpool. So look, Liverpool obviously have got a worse draw because they had Salzburg in the first one, and now they have Inter, who are no fucking pushovers. They've been doing quite well lately, and yeah, Liverpool won't be happy as far as I'm concerned, and I fucking love it.
Yeah, but I still don't think they have a chance.
Nah, I think they'll still fucking beat them handily enough. Like,
yeah.
Then we have City and Sporting Lisbon. Who did City have before? City had Villarreal. I mean, it's similar enough kind of standard there, like. Yeah,
I can't find that. Because I think that'd be interesting now to see who would face who in the
who plays who. Yeah.
Be confident for Chelsea. Yeah.
Just Shane came back in there. Of course, it's copy and pasted. I have autism. Right.
We're not laughing. No, we're not laughing at someone that has autism. It's the fact that he tells us about it every week.
Yeah, we're laughing with him. It's a running gag that he puts up every week.
Yeah.
Chelsea and Lille. Look, Chelsea again. It's an easier draw for them. Last week they had first draw they had. Lille, classic. Chelsea will get through there, no bother. If they don't, I'll burn a Chelsea jersey. Next one, Villarreal and Juventus. So obviously, look, Villarreal had Man City, and now they've gone to Juventus. Juventus had Sporting Lisbon. City and Juventus have just swapped who they're playing. So. Tag me in.
So who paid for this corruption? We know now.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you give us them now. They say what's better. Then look, probably the fixture of the whole round, PSG and Real Madrid. What do you think of that one, Paddy?
Yeah, Sergio Ramos going home, and he said he'll play like he's going to die against Real Madrid. They were his words.
Ooh. So
yeah.
Hopefully he doesn't die now, because
hopefully he doesn't now. He can make the second leg,
Yeah, because I mean they'll probably need him in the second leg. PSG and United. We had United and PSG, so we had Ronaldo and Messi there. Unfortunately, that was snatched away from us.
You could. Jesus, the headlines there say the papers were kicking themselves.
Yeah, Well, they probably would have fucking. I'd say they still probably made a headline out of it. Messi and Ronaldo or something. I swear to God, I should be working for a paper. That's an unreal one off the fucking cuff there.
And I'd say that's exactly how all the paper heads sit there. They make a thing and they go, "Oh, I'm so deadly. I should be working on paper."
Unreal. Right, Paddy, look, I don't think there's much more. We've an hour and 15 in there. There's not much more to cover on this.
No.
What I will do is we'll run through each match. Tell me who you think's going through in each game. So, Salzburg, Bayern.
Salzburg.
What a farce.
Right, go on,
I'm
Burn.
going to
Okay, and
presume
you?
you're saying Bayern. I'm going to go Bayern. Benfica,
Right.
Ajax.
Ajax.
Yeah, I'd probably go Ajax myself. Atletico Madrid and United.
Well, obviously United.
I got to go Atletico. I don't think these are going through. I don't think these are going through. Inter
You
Liverpool.
know what's happening at the Chelsea draw, so
Inter Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Yeah, I think Liverpool. City Lisbon. City.
See.
Chelsea Lille. Chelsea.
Lille.
Villarreal Juventus. Juventus.
Oh, I'm gonna go Villarreal.
Hey, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Did they win the Europa League last year?
Yeah. Against United. Oh, you knew that. You
I just wanted to bring it up. PSG and Real Madrid. Oh, who are you going with?
Both of them are running away with their leagues as well. So this is a toughie.
I know who I'm going with.
I'm gonna go PSG.
Yeah, so was I.
Yeah.
I just think they probably have
It's only a matter of time
Messi.
before they win the whole thing.
Messi going back to PSG after Real Madrid though is still kind of a little bit of a highlight, isn't it?
Oh, it is absolutely, yeah. Jesus Christ! If anyone will want to beat them, it'll be him. You know, he's Barcelona through and through.
So you've got Messi going back to Barca after Real Madrid to beat them. Then you've got Ramos. So now Messi and Ramos are on the same team trying to beat Real Madrid, which is fucking mad. You wouldn't have thought that fucking 10 years ago. And then you've got Mbappe, who could potentially be signing for Real Madrid, going back to beat them.
But Messi and Ramos pasta, are they pasta?
I don't like ever saying it about Messi. Like I don't watch every PSG game. I've watched them in some of the
but
games.
you can't judge Messi anymore on PSG games because it's like the Scottish League. It's just
I don't know. I'm not commenting. No comment. I'm not commenting. Paddy, look, we're gonna call it a day on that. Yeah, so look, we're gonna call it a day on the pod. Next week we will have Andy McNulty on, who is, like I said, ex-League of Ireland, played on with Scotland, current manager of Tech United, also a legend at the club, Bluebell, he's played a word for Bluebell. So yeah, I'm looking forward to talking to Andy and seeing how he's getting on and kind of what he's got going on at the moment. So that'll be a good one. Yeah. If anybody is watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the little red yoke down over that. See over beside Paddy there, down kind of down there. It's a little subscribe thing. So you just click that kind of helps.
I think they know what subscribe is on YouTube.
Also, hit the little bell icon and then hit the thumbs up as well, because that gives you a little notification when we go live and when we schedule our videos and stuff like that. If you're watching on Facebook as well, feel free to go over to the YouTube. Don't just say, I'll watch it on Facebook. You're actually missing out a lot more on YouTube as well, because not everything gets posted on Facebook. And if you're on both of them, go to Instagram, because actually Instagram is probably where we put most of the stuff up. So Instagram would be kind of one of the main ones. And we now have Twitter. And we've got TikTok. And then obviously we're on Spotify as well. So we're fucking everywhere.
So if you take a day off work tomorrow and follow all of them, please.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be great. Cheers. Paddy, it's been an emotional roller coaster of an episode.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Great getting rid of the rest of them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, fuck the rest of them. Not Paul Osam though. Jesus, fucking.
No.
He was great. Like just trying to get fucking
great lad.
Rid of him. Right. So look, Paddy, we're gonna end it there. Nice of you for coming on this week.
Thank you, Collie. As always.
And we will be back. Oh, do you know what I do want to shout out, right? Because I'm going to this fucking party on Friday. So for anybody that is looking for any new podcast or anything like that to listen to, not football related, I'm attending a party on Friday at 8:30, and it's being thrown by the lads at the Did You Hear podcast. So Did You Hear show. You should check them out. I think if anybody's looking for kind of a new podcast where you just want to listen to lads talk bollocks, like that's not the Talking Bollocks podcast, but the fashion show.
Never.
Shane, that's been buried. That's been buried. Paddy liked it too much last week, so I'm not bringing it back. He's too into it. So look, I'm heading over to that. Hopefully, kind of meet a few of the lads. Jay Garvey is kind of the host of that show, and Jay kind of invited us over to it. They want to get us on the podcast soon. We want to get them onto this podcast or whatever as well. So we'll do, I'm sure, a little crossover in the next kind of couple of weeks or months, and it'll be interesting to talk to the boys. But Paddy, look, we're gonna fucking sling our hooks here, and we will be back at the same time next week, Tuesday at 8:30. With Andy McNulty, and we will talk to everybody then. So see you next week.
Bye-bye.